Scuderia Ferrari celebrated its 90-year anniversary last week with a glamorous event at Milan's Piazza Duomo, featuring its iconic cars, former star drivers and leaders. The Scuderia's current pilots Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc were the focus for autograph hunters, but also in attendance were Jean Alesi, Gerhard Berger, Felipe Massa and others. Of course, with so much reflection going on, four-time F1 world champion Alain Prost spoke about the current changing of the guard at Ferrari and the rise of Monegasque Leclerc.
You always support the young guy, which is normal because it's part of life. So that is difficult to accept, and we all know that. I had my advantage with Nicky, with other drivers, and then a little bit more difficult when Ayrton came. And sometimes it's only a short period, and that's the only himself he can judge about the situation.
Former Ferrari chairman Luca de Montezemolo has backed seven-time F1 world champion Michael Schumacher's son Mick in making it to the sport. Schumacher, racing in his first season of Formula 2, is currently 11th in the standings with 51 points and one win in Hungary. It's likely, though, that he will spend another year in F2 before a potential step-up in 2021. And Montezemolo, who oversaw his father's success at the Scuderia, is naturally following the young German's success.
I hugged him. I love him. He's a golden boy. I remember him when Michael used to take him to my place in Bologna in a cradle. Michael used to cover his cradle with netting to prevent him being bitten by mosquitoes. He's a great and serious guy who unfortunately has a lot of pressure given his surname. But I think and hope that he has everything to bring a new Schumacher to F1 soon.
Milan was abuzz last weekend with historic celebrations to not only commemorate the 90th anniversary of Scuderia Ferrari, but also the 90th edition of the Italian Grand Prix. A classic event that will now stay on the calendar until at least the end of 2024, after Formula One finally struck a deal with an ecstatic Automobile Club d'Italia following protracted negotiations. It is just like winning a Formula One Grand Prix, a very hard and important one, fought to the finish line, which counts as not one, but 5 titles, said ACI President Angelo Sticci Damiani. The move ensures the race stays at F1's Temple of Speed well beyond its centenary in 2022. Monza remains the world's 3rd oldest purpose-built track after Brooklands and Indianapolis.
Monza is one of our great historic tracks, and to be able to continue to race here for the next 5 years is incredibly important. We couldn't be more excited about it.
Formula One fans have been given a taste of the future, with Pirelli revealing its prototype 18-inch tires for 2021 at Monza. The prototype rubber was also given its first on-track run, with Jean Alesi piloting a Formula 2 car shod with the lower-profile tires. Pirelli will head to Paul Ricard this week to begin testing the new 18-inch tires, with Renault providing a mule car for development. Pirelli's new product will get its race debut with F2 next year, before F1 in 2021, as part of the sport's brave new world. Haas heads to F1's original night race in Singapore without a title partner, following its split this week with Rich Energy. Both parties agreed to terminate the partnership as a result of Rich Energy's need for a revised global strategy on the back of a corporate restructure at the embattled energy drinks firm. The split allows Haas to finally distance itself from Rich Energy's political infighting that is often played out on social media. Haas will likely head to Singapore with a largely unchanged livery, its black and gold color scheme remaining, just without the Rich Energy branding that has been on the car since Australia. Grid penalties are likely to continue blighting F1 races at least for another year, with the sport's power brokers yet to come to an agreement on an alternative. The current system, designed to control costs, was put in place in 2004, when engines had to last an entire event, with penalties now handed out for extra power unit components and gearbox changes. But while the sport is working on a solution for 2021 that doesn't interfere with racing and handicapped drivers, potentially involving ballast, fuel use, or even a financial penalty under the cost cap, a fair and equitable alternative is yet to be found, despite F1 Managing Director of Motorsports Ross Brawn talking about his concern about grid penalties almost 2 years ago, at the end of 2017.
I hate to see the championship influenced too much by grid penalties or problems of that sort.
Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.